Oh, word. Alright. Alright. Welcome back, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Miranda Brown, your host, and today we have a ton load of topics to get through. Before I go any further, however, let me say a shout out to my sponsors, Quickling Shipping, RS Sports Store, and CSA Shop. If you're new to Halftime TV, folks, remember, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel as well. Liverpool kept their title hopes alive just now with a 2-1 win over Southampton. Goals coming courtesy of Takumi Minamino as well as Joel Matip. And this essentially means the title will go down to the final day. But we're here to talk about some other pressing issues. A little bit closer to home. Blaine, he officially resigned from his post as Reggae Girlz head coach or manager, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so Blaine is no longer the manager of the Reggae Girlz football team. 4 out of 4, 24 goals scored, 2 goals conceded. But my question to you, the viewers, how do you go about a situation where the team is against you? Basically, the team doesn't want to play for you. Let me know in the comment section. Keep the views coming in. We welcome all the varying opinions, because this is I think this is a bigger problem than just Reggae Girlz team. It's a problem with Jamaica on a whole. We have a problem with authority, and I'm not saying the girls they didn't want to follow Vin Blaine's instruction, but I just think the moment we give players too much power, as is the case, then it becomes a rather tricky situation, and it's opening a whole new can of worms that it's going to be difficult to contain in the future. But again, that's my opinion. I want to hear what you, the viewers, have to say. Let me know. The comment section is open to everybody. We want to hear what your thoughts are on the situation. The Reggae Boys as well, looking forward to upcoming friendly against Catalonia. And as we speak, the Jamaica Football Federation, they tweeted, I think maybe an hour or 2 hours ago, wishing Vin Blaine farewell and all that good stuff. But as I said, it's one of those situations where, how do you handle your team not wanting to play for you? It's as simple as that. The team doesn't want to play for you. Where do you go from there? You've lost the dressing room, essentially. And we've seen it. I cheer for Chelsea, for most of my subscribers on here who are aware. So I know what it's like. I've seen a number of managers lose their jobs at Chelsea because of player uproar, or players, they basically decide they don't want that manager anymore. So they've been given that power to determine who manages the club. But when does the power tilt? When does the balance of power switch? All right? Because if they did this with Vin Blaine, what is to say this won't be the same with the next manager that comes? Or if, for example, a number of players on the team are friends or colleagues, and the manager treats a particular player differently from the others, or hits out at the player, speaks out against something that the player is doing. What is to say that these players who have influence in the team, they won't rally around again and say, okay, we don't want this manager either? Where does the line come in? Where do we draw the line? Where do we say this is where the power of the players cut off, and this is where the manager's authority come in? Let me know. I want to hear what you guys think. But remember, smash the like button as soon as you hop on. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to Halftime TV. We've had a number of track and field videos of late. I'll be doing a preview to the Birmingham Diamond League event this weekend, so look out for that as well. Turn notification on, ensure that you don't miss a beat with Halftime TV. As I said, a number of hot topics on the plate here. But I want to hear what you, my viewers, have to say. I want to hear what's been going through your mind these past few days as it relates to the Reggae Girlz and the Football Federation on a whole. Because I think there's seldom a time where the Jamaica Football Federation is just quiet for... I just want them to be quiet for roughly 6 months. And I'm not saying this is their fault, you know. I'm not saying this is their fault. I'm not pointing fingers at them any at all. But there's always some drama when it comes down to Jamaican football, and especially the federation. They're always drawn into to the excitement and the drama. I try to stay away from it. I try not to come on here on my platform and point fingers. I try to present both sides of every story, because I know without both sides you don't make objective opinions, and it's a bit unfair of me as well if I only come on here and present one side of the story and ask you, the viewers, for your opinion, right? So not so fair. Not so fair if I'm only giving you one side. I'm blindsiding you, just giving you what I think are one part of the actual situation, and then expecting you to form an opinion. And that's a problem I have with history as well, because history is only one person's opinion, and based on how that person sees it, it might be a completely different situation in reality. All right, so again, as I said, we have Blaine officially stepping away from the Reggae Girlz team. Number of arguments surfaced when news initially broke out. I did a video on it as well, shared my opinion. There was a meeting. The JFF, they concluded from that meeting that there weren't any terms to relieve him of his duties. But Blaine, he lamented that he'd do what he thought was best for the team. And now we've seen him officially step away because he thought that was best for the team. And I've said my opinion as well. I think it's difficult. It's extremely difficult for you to come back from a situation where most of the players, if not, well, it's almost all the players, because it said, I think it was 21 of the 23 players or somewhere there, but it was an exorbitant amount of players on the team who actually signed to the letter and signed to Blaine being ousted as manager of the Reggae Girlz team. How do I feel about that? Kind of like an uprising, a civil war or something of the sort. But as I said, Blaine, as Amokachi, I hope I pronounced that right, said, it's a sad situation in my opinion. If you lose the respect of your team, then I feel it's time to go. He did the honorable thing. I agree, because it would be extremely difficult, almost impossible to come back from there, because and when we criticize managers and we bash them when they're not doing well, it's kind of like we understand the situations, because if a team isn't performing well, it's easier to switch managers than to switch the 23 players on the team, if you get where I'm going with this. And that is the case on an international scale. That is the case with club football as well. It's so easy to change manager because, for one, there's only one manager. There are 23 players. So whereas you can switch a manager and that manager can bring in his philosophy and his ideologies and ask the players to follow through with these, then it's a little bit more tricky when you're looking to rebuild an entire team from a timing perspective, as well as from a technical perspective as well. For you to build a complete team, it takes years and years, or a whole lot of investment, which the Jamaican Football Federation doesn't have. And I know this is international football, but you still need resources to build the team. You still need resources to get scouts into different parts of the world, into getting those players. So it's far easier to get a different coach who is as competent as Blaine than to get a whole new crop of players. But let me know what you guys think. Amokachi said he did the honorable thing. Are we running with that? Is it the honorable thing, or do you think the players have too much power? That is something that I've been meaning to speak about for the longest while. I'm not saying players should not have power, but again, to what extent? Because when players have too much power, then it becomes a problem. All right? Then it becomes a very, very big problem, because now they'll want to dictate what happens in the team, who plays, and you get where I'm going. So, yeah, I think the power of the players, it came to the fore in this situation, and the mere fact that, because I know he stepped away, he resigned and all of that good stuff, but ideally he was forced out, in my opinion, all right? And the players forced him out. Had that letter not surfaced, then Blaine probably would have still had a job. But again, it's here, it's too late, and we know how it is. But Again, this platform is for you, my viewers and my subscribers. So I welcome the opinions. As I said, the comment section is open. You can share your comments there. And if you want to join us as well, let me see if I can share the link. So if you want to join and share your views and your feedback, then you will have the option to do that as well. I haven't been live in a minute. Been doing a number of short videos. But I genuinely want to hear what you, the viewers, have to say. I've been in the comment section of most of the videos, saying what I have to say and responding to the comments. But as I said, I really want to have that actual conversation. Give Bunny Shaw the coaching job, player coach. Blessings, Coach Karumi. Blessings, Coach Karumi. Bunny Shaw, big player for Manchester City, one of the biggest personalities in that team. And word came out that she was part of that movement as well that wanted Coach Blaine out of the national setup. Again, it's a strange situation. And Karumi, I know you're a coach, and I really want you to share your feedback in the comment section on how you approach a situation like this. Was there any coming back for Blaine? Was there any coming back whatsoever? Because I assessed the situation and I thought to myself it would be extremely difficult, if possible, any at all, to come back from there. I want to hear what you think. Was there any coming back for Blaine from this situation, regardless of what the outcome was or the conclusion was from that meeting? I'm disappointed with everything. Bunny Shaw, as a captain, she knows what the team wants and needs. I agree. And we've seen many player coaches in the past, right? We've seen a number of player coaches who've gone on whenever the team needed them, that they were able to sub on themselves and get a job done. But I am interested to get to the bottom of a situation as delicate as this, and how does a coach come back from this? Because from the onset, once the letter was made public and they said, okay, X amount of players signed it, and speculation started circling who signed it and who didn't sign it. And then we actually knew who actually signed the document. Then the only question was, why is he still there? Because even that meeting that the Jamaican Football Federation held with Blaine, that meeting wasn't even necessary, because if the players aren't for you, and I mentioned this at the top of the show, it's far easier to switch managers than it is to switch the players, right? So if there are 21 of the 23 players who signed the document, that's what, roughly 80 something percent, roughly 80 something percent, 90 something percent, I'll put it, right? 90 something percent of the players sign it. So how does the manager get back from there? The issue I have with the coach is that he, on a platform and media outlets, seem like he's trying to justify his job. The coach should not be begging. Facts. Because he didn't get the job based on charity, right? He got the job based on his credentials and his vision for the team. So he would have had to sit down around the table with the members of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts and the whole works. He would have had to table his plans for the team and his vision. How does he intend on taking the team to the next step, or to the next World Cup? Put simply, all these things he needed to have done before he received the job. And in going to Coach Karumi's point, if he in fact went through this process, then there is no need for him to be coming on public platforms to justify or to beg for his job. All right, so as I said, there are a number of different facets or angles to this story. And will the team be better off? Is the team better off? We won't know. I think, late June, mid-June, June 14 to 18 or July 14 to 18, somewhere there, I think they have a championship coming up, the Reggae Girlz. So we will see where they go from there. But as I said, his record with the Reggae Girlz was impeccable. 24 goals scored, 2 goals conceded, 100% win record, 4 games played, 4 games won. So if we're talking about results, he was getting the results. And they said his coaching know-how was next to non-existent. Where we go from here? where we go from here? That's a serious question. That's a serious question. I want to know. I want to know the vision of the incoming manager. I want to know the vision of the incoming manager who managed the Reggae Girlz. Yeah, that's the first question that needs to be asked. That's the first question that needs to be asked, because if you're getting rid of Blaine, 100% win record, and I mentioned the statistics just now, then you must be getting someone more competent. You must be getting in someone better, right? Because you don't leave something that's working based on what we've seen and downgrade to something worse with the World Cup so close, right? So again, what role Marley play with the team? I think she's one of the key ambassadors for the team. You know, her voice carries a whole lot of weight, because initially she was the one carrying the team. She was the one attracting sponsors. The JFF struggled to gain sponsors for the Reggae Girlz team. Sidella Marley, she took it up on herself. She branded the team. She marketed the team. She attracted sponsors, got them in, and that's why there was such a loud outburst at the last World Cup, when she wasn't allowed to basically sit next to the bench, and she had to be cheering them on from behind a wire fence. So yeah, she's one of the key cogs in the Reggae Girlz team. She played a significant role into getting the team where they are now. All right, she plays a significant role in getting the team where they are now. So again, that's my view. I want to hear what you guys have to say. I want you to continue sharing those feedback as we'll change the dial a little bit. We'll get back to this because, as I said, the story came out today. My very good friend, my very good friend Simon Preston, he tweeted it this morning. Blaine officially out Coach's Desk. Big up yourself, Coach's Desk. Shout out to Coach's Desk, folks. If you're on here, haven't subscribed to Coach's Desk as yet, subscribe to Coach's Desk right now. All right. So I was on his channel last night, himself, as well as a set of panelists who are well versed on the topic. We're discussing it, and it was basically all but confirmed. Put it that way, right? So it was all but confirmed. They were discussing it. They were discussing the pros, the cons. At the end of the day, we shared our opinions, and it was a unanimous decision when it came down to the opinions that, okay, Blaine should definitely step away because of what transpired and how it played out. So that is where the issue lie. Sidella Marley, that's an interesting take. That's an interesting take. But as I said, folks, if you're on here and you want to share your views and your opinions, that's the link right there. You can send a request and we can have a discussion on the topic. I haven't been live in a minute. A number of stuff that I need to get across. If you're a Liverpool fan and you're on here, let me know what you think of that victory that Liverpool, the grind out that victory earlier on today against Southampton. Are Liverpool's English Premier League or their quadruple hopes still alive? Ryan LFC, blessings as well. Big up Ryan. Ryan and I, we linked up a few weeks ago and had a few drinks. Very good friend of mine as well. But as I said, folks, a number of different perspectives coming from that situation. And I'll switch it up a little because, as I said, this is the platform where we speak not only about football, but about sports on a whole. Lord Sebastian Coe, the president of the World Athletic Association, believes Jamaican great Usain Bolt still has a lot to offer, but is convinced that the international track and field is now in a better position than it was during the charismatic sprinters' reign, essentially. Do you think track and field is better off without Usain Bolt? That's a big question. One thing this teach me as a coach, I currently don't take anything for granted. True. So true, coach. So true. So true. You can't, and even some of the players that are there, some of your favorites, because even as a coach, you have some players who are your favorites, and I know coaches generally they don't like agreeing to this, But you'll always have players that you like more than others, whether it's because of their attitude or their output in training or their approach to training or instructions. You'll always have some that you prefer more than others. And when you see stuff like this happen, and for example, Coach Blaine taking a look at that letter and some of his favorites, and I put those in air quotes, they've signed to it as well. I know he must have felt heartbroken. And again, there's no coming back from that, because how do you motivate these players knowing intrinsically that they're not for you, that they don't want to see you there? And they look across to the bench, there's nothing but demise coming outpouring in your direction. It's sad. It's sad, and it's one that I'm trying to find the answers. I know Coach is on here. Coach Karumi is here. If you're a coach, you're on here as well. I'd like to know how you think a manager or a coach gets back from here. All right? It's not a case where, okay, probably 5 or 10 players who are against you, so it's easier for you to don't play them, play someone else. It's not something of that sort. It's a case where you have 21 of 23 players who want you out. How do you get back from that? Is there any getting back from that? That's the question that we want to throw out there to you, the subscribers. We want to hear if it's possible. I've never seen it before. I've never seen a case where the manager and so much of his players or her players fall out and the manager actually comes up victorious in the situation. I've never seen it. I think it's impossible, but if there's a way, I want to find out, and I want you to share how you think a manager would have gotten back from that. How do you come back from that? Everything, the tunnel vision, everything pointed to Vin Blaine's resignation ever since this letter broke out. And Olivia Babsy Grange, she member of TVJ journalism team, they tried interviewing her, tried getting her opinion on the situation, and she said she was trying to stay away from it because it's still being deliberated by the Jamaican Football Federation. Nothing much really to deliberate, Nothing much really to deliberate. They didn't see any reason to relieve him of his duties, but I think him stepping away from the football team is the best possible decision, because I think it would have just started collapsing. Everything would have started falling from beneath his feet had he decided that he was going to stay. And it's sad, but in the same breath, it's best for both parties. I think Vin Blaine, he would have lost some of his dignity had he stayed, because the girls would have continued chipping away at it, and again the team, the results would have reflected it as well, because when the dressing room is disjointed, you can see it on the field of play. And they got past the first hurdle, they put their letter forward, and now it's on to the second hurdle. And I know had he not stepped away, it would have started falling away from beneath his feet. All right, so I'm going through a number of topics that I have here, but it's definitely the main topic that we will be discussing throughout the duration of this show today. For the next maybe 30 or 40 minutes or so, we will be discussing at length how we move on from here, what the next manager who comes in needs to do, and how we prevent instances or situations of this nature from reoccurring. All right, because if it happened one time, it will happen again, and there's a possibility, of it happening again. I'm not guaranteeing you that it will happen again, but it opens the door to it happening again. Whenever the players have too much power, which we saw in this situation, then it becomes a tricky situation for the Jamaica Football Federation to handle. Players with too much power, and that's why we have laws, That's why we have laws, that's why we have legislation, because there are guidelines that you need to follow. All right, there's guidelines. If you're in school, there's a very disturbing video that came out the other day with a young man and a teacher, And it's kind of the state of society now, really, where we don't have any respect for authority. We don't have any respect for the hierarchy, anything whatsoever. We just feel as if this is our way and this is how we need to do it. So if that is the case, I think then, as Coach Karumi said, the captain of the team should actually come forward and coach the Reggae Girlz team. She should be the player coach, if we're going to grant so much power to the players. What would have happened as well had Blaine stayed on and the players started to underperform, to spite him? What would be our reaction to that? All right. What would be our reaction to that? We need to assess all these different angles. All these different angles need to be assessed, because it is where we're headed. What about Laura Jackson coaching the team? Isn't she a big time coach now in Kansas City? That's a good name. You should throw in big names out there. But the problem is Amakachi. Let me pin this as well. Let me pin this as well. Will the JFF be willing to pay? We always have the JFF complaining about funds and resources and sponsorship and all of that. As I mentioned earlier in the show as well, Sidella Marley, she's the one who attracted so much interest in the Reggae Girlz football program. She attracted the sponsorship as well when the Jamaican Football Federation, they were struggling. All right, so I think funding and the resources, they will always be key factors in hindering who comes in as the national coach. All right, and I don't know. I don't think we want to. I don't think we want to punch above our weight when it comes down to fees and salaries for managers coming in. All right, so I don't know, but Laura Jackson definitely one of the names that I think should be out there for real. Footballer, she's only 31 years of age, so still very young, still can be a player coach for the Reggae Girlz. Who knows? Only 31 years of age, nothing too crazy. She's played for Arsenal, she's played for Leyton Orient. Big player, only 3 appearances for Jamaica. Wow, that's only a few. Not bad. But Laura Jackson, definitely a name that will be thrown into the hat. But knowing the Jamaican Football Federation, they'll be looking a little bit closer to home. They'll be definitely looking a little bit closer to home into getting someone who they don't have to offer anything too crazy to get maximum results. All right, so something like that. Put it that way. But yeah, the Reggae boys, they're facing Catalonia in some upcoming friendlies. Let me know what you guys think of those as well. Let me know what you guys think of those big games for seeing talent, for looking out on the talent that we have upcoming. Arsenal youngster, I think I glimpsed the squad, and Arsenal youngster is in there as well. Let me know what you think of the squad if you've seen it. Let me see if I can find it here. Reggae Girl, boys, squad. Let's see. To fix. All right, so I'll be going through the squad for you guys now. And again, this is the squad that was put forward for the Reggae Boys friendly against Catalonia. And this friendly will be played May 25, which is next weekend, really. What Blaine could have done differently from the start. Coach, I'm asking you the question, Coach, because you're the coach. You're the coach, Karumi. It's your opinion. that matters more than even mine at this point, because you're the coach, and I'm hunting for insight. I want to hear from a coach's perspective, what could have been done differently, where do we go from here, and how do we prevent reoccurrence of instances of a similar nature. Yeah, those are the questions that I've thrown out there. Those are the questions that I want answers to. And if you're a coach and you want to come on here and share it, fine. I've shared the link, I think earlier. Yeah, the link was shared earlier in the comment section. You can click the link, you can send the request, and we can have a conversation about it. If you're an upcoming coach or a future coach, or you have an opinion on how you think he should have addressed the situation in order to yield better results or a better outcome, then call up the show and let us know what you think, and then we can probably come to a common ground in that regard. All right, so again, we look on with a heavy heart as Blaine steps away. Some will say it's the mature thing to do, to step away from the Reggae Girlz team. Some will say he should have stayed, but had he stayed, where would that have gone? What would it have meant for the Reggae Girlz team? I don't know, and I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced it would have progressed any at all. So I think you nip it in the bud, and he did the best thing by stepping away and calling it. From the changing room, you can't do nothing but just take away yourself. Okay, so we can agree on that then. We can agree on that. We can agree on that. There was no coming back for him. It was the end of the road from the moment the letter was made public. All right, so as I said, the JFF, they unveiled the 20-man squad for the Reggae Boys International Friendly against Catalonia. All right, and the squad was made public on Tuesday, which is today. Nice, interesting. All right, so the full squad is as follows. Corey Adai from Exburg FB. Dylan Barnes, we've seen him before, Queens Park Rangers. So we don't have Andre Blake here. Kahim Paris, Case FC Cooper, and Kahim Paris has been taking a lot of the headlines lately. Where will his next move be? Attracting a whole lot of interest from Europe as well. Ajani Talbot, Harbourview FC, Jordan Cousins, Wigan Athletic, Blair Turgot, Hacken, Okwesi Chung, Exburg FC, and Okwesi Chung, he had Okwasa. Forgive me if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, all right, Mr. Chung? But yeah, he started last season. Well, I think it's this season, the initial part of the local Premier League, really well, and then he got his move. Omari Hutchinson from Arsenal. This is a new name. I trust he'll be making his Reggae Boys debut as well. Arsenal youngster coming into the Reggae Boys. Blessings Walker. Blessings. For those who've been with Halftime for the longest while, you can now become a member of the HalftimeTv channel. We have 3 different sets of membership. We have pre-game, we have dugout, and we have full-time. Those will be available to you very, very soon, so you can look out for those. All right. So, Coach Karumi, Walker, everyone on here who have subscribed to the channel and you've been with Halftime since day one, and even if you're new to the channel, for access to exclusive content, you can look out for that coming up very, very soon. All right. So, as I was saying, we have Mr. Chung, we have Omari Hutchinson from Arsenal. We have Joel Latibodier from Swansea City, Tariq Zimenez from Mount Pleasant, really good youngster, already played for the Reggae Boys team. Last outing, very impressive, and I'm looking forward to seeing him again. So Johnson Clark Harris from Peterborough United, Ramon Howell, Waterhouse FC, Junior Fleming from Toulouse, and Junior Fleming will be playing in League A next year, rubbing shoulders with Lionel Messi, should he decide that he's going to continue. Well, I think he will continue because the World Cup is in December. So he definitely will be playing with Lionel Messi next season. So Yeah, congratulations, Junior Fleming. We have Tariq Mcgee. Haven't seen a lot of him lately. Still attached to UPenn. Nico Brett, New Mexico United. Kenri Campbell from Cavaliers. Kenri Campbell, big player. Amazing left foot. Former standout schoolboy footballer as well. I think a few days ago he was in Dominican Republic representing Cavaliers as well. So Kenri Campbell, really happy for this young man. I know him personally. I must say it's a big milestone for him. He's represented Jamaica at the junior level as well, the under 17 and under 20 level. So Kenri Campbell, still very young. I think he's only 21 years of age. He's been one of the standout players in the local Premier League this season. So look out for him representing Jamaica. Kenri Campbell, amazing left foot. And if you don't know him, you can't say you haven't heard it here at Halftime TV. All right. Ricardo Thomas from Waterhouse. Rolando Aarons from Huddersfield Town. Cameron Lacey, UNC. Jamai Topi from Mount Pleasant. All right. So let me know if you got all those names. Were there any surprise exclusions? Any name in there that you think shouldn't have been in there? Let me know. Let me know. We want to hear what you think of that squad that was named for the upcoming friendly against Catalonia. And I think they will be playing. They were expected to play 2 games initially. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but we're keeping tabs on that. We're keeping tabs on that. But again, Reggae Boys against Catalonia in a week's time, roughly. A number of new names on there, including Kenri Campbell, and Hutchinson as well from Arsenal. We are looking forward to seeing that. And I know the Reggae Boys' hopes of qualifying for this World Cup already diminished, or journey has ended. But is there still that level of interest in the Reggae Boys team? Are we still interested when they go to play? I know that level of patriotism where you want to say, okay, I cheer for my team regardless, and even when there's nothing to play for. And although this outing will be an opportunity for the coach to see some new players and to start the rebuilding process that he's spoken so candidly about. Are we interested in these games? Let me know. Are we even interested? Do we even want to see these games? I want to hear what you, the viewers, think. Will you be watching the game? Coach Karumi Walker, will you guys be watching this game coming up against Catalonia? Be honest with yourselves. All right, let me know. Will you be watching these games? Because they're considered friendlies for the most part. If you're only playing these games so you can see some of the talents that you have at your disposal, and you're traveling to the other side of the world, innit? So we'll see. Let's see who else we have in here. But again, let me take a small break to say shout out to the sponsors: Quicklink Shipping, RS Sports Store, CSA Shop, Quicklink Shipping. You can see their telephone number is on the runner at the bottom of the screen. 876-454-1979. And anything you need shipped into the country, they have you covered. You can check them out. I can't find a stream for it. I'll watch it. Yes, to see what the pool looks like. Nice. All right, fair enough. But I'm pretty sure it won't be at the top of your list of things to do on the day, Walker. It won't be at the top of your things to do. All right, 876-454-1979. Again, that's the telephone number for Quicklink Shipping. If you aren't following them, check them out on Instagram at Quicklink Shipping. It's summertime now. If you want to send down your summer gears for your friends, your relatives, whatnot, use Quicklink Shipping. Tell them Halftime TV sent you as well. May very well have a special 5 or 10% discount somewhere there. For those who support their various teams in the English Premier League. Walker, I know you're a big Liverpool fan. If you're on here, whichever team you support, it's one game left in this season for most teams, 2 games left for Chelsea. As we go into next season, you can check out RS Sports Store for all your sporting apparel. All right, so for Chelsea, Manchester City, Manchester United, you name it, check out RS Sports Store. They have the best quality in jerseys. I won't tell you that they're original jerseys, because an original jersey costs roughly $120. All right, so you're getting best quality for your money. I can assure you that bit. All right, Best quality for your money. Check out RS Sports Store. Follow them on Instagram as well at RS Sports Store. If you want your jerseys custom, whatever you want printed in the back, if you want something printed on the front, they have you covered. So check them out. You reach out to how it's done. You tell them what you want in the back of your jersey. You make a down payment, and within a few days, you get your jersey shipped straight from the suppliers. All right, like the friendlies. All right, the mere fact that you don't know when the friendlies are supposed to play Walker, it means it's not at the top of your list. It means it's not at the top of your list, Walker. These are expected to be played next week. But the 25th is the one against Catalonia. That I know for sure. I think they will be playing one against the Basque Country as well. Something like that. But as soon as I get the full information, I'll present it on here to you, the viewers. If you like track and field, you can check out HalftimeTv track and field content as well. We've been doing a whole lot of that lately, primarily because there haven't been a whole lot of football content from a Jamaican perspective. But the Jamaican athletes, they've been out there, they've been doing well, they've been repping for the national colors, and we've been covering them throughout. So as I said, check out or athletics content. We keep them coming day in, day out. One a day, basically. Sometimes you get two. For example, today you're getting two. You got lucky. But for the most part, it's one per day. We share our opinion, we share our feedback. But Blaine, he's essentially through the door. The Reggae Girlz, we're keeping watch to see who will the next manager of the Reggae Girlz team be. Let me see if I can pull up something here, if there are any updates there. See if I've gotten any information as it relates to the new manager. But let's see. Oh, blessings Talawa TV as well. Talawa TV, she's always covered the Reggae Girlz through and through. I trust she'll be coming out and she'll be sharing her opinion on the matter as well, if she hasn't done so as yet. One of the foundation Reggae Girlz vloggers. Okay, maybe I'll have time to watch on the 24th because remember our weekend in Georgia gonna be lit. For those in Canada, speaking of Memorial Weekend, long weekend coming up, let us know what are your plans for the long weekend as we go into that. But Blaine is no longer the manager of the Reggae Girlz team. Liverpool, they ensured that the title race will go down to the final day as they secured a victory against Southampton, who basically offered nothing on the day. Liverpool deserved to win, in my opinion. And the Reggae Boys squad to face Catalonia on the 25th of May was announced earlier today. And again, I'll go through the squad. The full squad is as follows. We have Corey Adai from Exburg. We have Dylan Barnes from QPR. We have Kahim Paris from FC Cooper. Ajani Talbot, Harbour View, Jordan Cousins, Wigan Athletic, Blair Turgot, Hacken, Okesi Chung, Exburg as well, Omari Hutchinson, and this is a debutant from Arsenal Football Club, who basically spurned the top four opportunity a few hours ago. Newcastle balled them off the park. At the end of the first half, Arsenal had 30% of the ball against Newcastle. Can you imagine? Anyway, it's a good thing this young man is coming to play for Jamaica, stepping away from all the glum and the disappointment of Arsenal Football Club. And if you're an Arsenal Football Club fan, I hurt for you. I feel sorry for you. It must hurt to be an Arsenal fan. So again, I feel for you, Arsenal fans. Hopefully next year you will be a little bit better. Hopefully next year we'll see something different, because we've grown so accustomed to Arsenal and disappointments. It's almost synonymous at this point. Whenever you mention Arsenal, you mention underachieving, you mention disappointment. It is what it is. Anyway, continuing, we have Joel Latibodier from Swansea City, Tariq Zimenez from Mount Pleasant, Johnson Clark Harris from Peterborough United. Sorry for them. The team are battle job FC. where was I? Johnson Clark Harris from Peterborough United, Ramon Howell from Waterhouse FC, Junior Fleming. Again, I can't say this enough. Congratulations to Junior Fleming and his Toulouse family. They are going to League 1 next season. He'll be rubbing shoulders with Lionel Messi. Kylian Mbappe, not the case, as it's all but confirmed Kylian Mbappe will be playing in Madrid next season. All right? If you haven't heard it before, you heard it here at Halftime TV. Kylian Mbappe to Real Madrid, all but confirmed. All right? So look out for that announcement later on today or probably early tomorrow. All right? Continuing. Tyreek Mcgee, Nico Brett from New Mexico United, Kenri Campbell, and I gave you the background story on Kenri Campbell. He's essentially a left wing back, scores a whole lot of goals, can play left wing as well. Very talented player. He's a very good player. Kenri Campbell, look out for him. Came through the ranks in the national setup as well. Former Rusty's High School standout player. And I trust he will give a good account of himself. So Kenri Campbell coming in for his national senior debut. Hats off to you and congratulations again. Ricardo Thomas from Waterhouse FC, Rolando Aarons from Huddersfield Town, Cameron Lacey from UNC, and Jamal Topi from Mount Pleasant. Those are the names that were outlined for the upcoming game against Catalonia. All right. Ziminez used to play for KC and Harbour View. Well, we know where it's going now. We know where it's going now. We know where it's going. We know where it's going. Mount Pleasant, they have the resources. They're attracting the big talents. Kind of like Manchester City in the English Premier League. But this is the final lap of the program. I want to hear what you guys have to say on the Blaine situation. I want to hear what you have to say about the squad as well, about the Reggae Boys squad. What do you think of these friendlies that we have upcoming? Do they make any sense? Will you be watching those? Do you think it's necessary? I know the coach wants to see the crop of players that he has, but going all the way to Spain, the other side of the world, make sense? Let me know. Let me know, viewers and subscribers. Unveil the squad. Yeah, there's a few overseas players in here as well. So we have a number of local players, and then we have a number of overseas players. Yep, heading to Spain. All right, let's see who we have here and what they have in store. All right, but yeah, Blaine is out the door. He's fully out the door now, folks. Gets home support on some time. Okay, so again, just an update. Kylian Mbappe wants some time to announce his final decision. Matter of days. More from Mbappe camp and family. They deny Joan Laporta's statement about 50 million net salary per season. Mbappe's camp say they have never opened any negotiation with Barca or Laporta. All right, so just an update coming in on the Mbappe situation. As I said, that one will be announced very, very soon. It's all but done. Never in doubt. My friend Ryan LFC did a video this morning mentioning Mbappe to Liverpool, and we had to speak about it because I told him that will never happen. But I could be wrong. But I'm seldom ever wrong. The information always comes in from credible sources, innit? But yeah, the Reggae Girlz, they push forward. We're still waiting to announce their new head coach. Who will that head coach be? Will the Reggae Girlz be in a better place? Will we be cheering on like crazy come the end of the year for the Reggae Girlz? Blaine needed his money before he resigns. Well done, Stewie. But I think that would have been a part of the package, you know. Even if they fired him, they had to pay him up, Stewie. I heard about that too, but I can't really see it happening though. Yeah, no, it won't happen. It won't happen. I don't think I don't think Mbappe would go to Liverpool primarily because of the wages. Liverpool's wage structure, as we've seen, I think Van Dijk is the highest earner, and Van Dijk is on just about $300,000 a week. If Mbappe comes in, he's going to want more than that, right? We saw Manchester City brought in Erling Haaland and put him on £375,000 a week, the same wages that Kevin De Bruyne is on. If Liverpool brings in Kilian Mbappe, they will need to put him on something higher than what Van Dijk is on, and Van Dijk is currently the club's top earner. All right, Mohamed Salah, he's been negotiating for something close to what Van Dijk is earning for the longest while, and we've seen where that negotiation is at the moment. So I don't think he'll come in. I think he'll go to Real Madrid because they don't have any problem paying him what they think he's worth. They'll be freeing up some wages come this summer. Gareth Bale is on north of £500,000 a week. He will be out. I think Isco will be out as well. I think Marcelo will be out. But again, this is just me saying what I think will happen. I am sure Gareth Bale will be out, and that frees up north of £500,000 a week. So if you're taking out Gareth Bale, £500,000 a week, and you're putting in Mbappe with, say for instance, £450,000 a week, it's guaranteeing him trophies and it's guaranteeing him a payday. So it's a win-win situation for Mbappe. If he comes to Liverpool, it might guarantee him some trophies, probably. He might say, okay, Liverpool will stand a better chance of winning the English Premier League next season, or they'll win the Champions League. Who knows? Who knows? But he won't get the payday. So he'd have to sacrifice one for the other. And I don't think. I think the only trophy that Mbappe is missing now is the Champions League. Real Madrid, they've won the most Champions League. Liverpool, they're approaching their seventh. Is it seventh, Walker? Let me know. They're approaching their seventh. So I think both clubs, when it comes down to the Champions League, it would be a very big chance of him getting the Champions League if he goes to either of those clubs. But otherwise, I think that payday that you want, because this is one, I think if he makes this move, this will be the biggest move, because they'll time down to a 6 or 7 year contract. That will take him to what, 29, roughly 30, closer to 29, right? It'll take him to 29. He'll get to 29, and then what next? You think, where else can I go? What else can I do? Real Madrid will re-sign him again to another contract, because when Cristiano Ronaldo left, and we've always spoken about this. I did it in the video again that I did with Usain Bolt as well, where Lord Sebastian Coe mentioned that the sport is better without Usain Bolt, and I disagreed. I disagreed wholeheartedly, because I think sports, you need a superstar. You need a standout player. You need someone that you can show up to see perform at the highest level. And that's what Usain Bolt brought to athletics. That's what Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi brought to El Clasico. Whenever there was the El Clasico, that game was always the biggest game on planet Earth. And I know it's still one of the biggest games because of the rivalry and the history and all of that. And especially because in England, we have Liverpool, but we don't have Manchester United where they once were. So that rivalry kind of means nothing these days. Manchester City, I know they've been dominant alongside Liverpool. Well, Manchester City has been dominant domestically. Liverpool, they're kind of growing in their own. They've had a good run this season. But there's still not that rivalry. I've seen the game Manchester City versus Liverpool. I see players hugging each other. I see players walking off the field with arms over shoulder. It's a joke. So I don't think there's that rivalry, and it's one of the qualms I had about it. Let's hear what Stewie has to say. Premier League is a fashion show. Soccer is a fashion show. The teams play and signs who they like and who is marketable. You have tons of great African players. You can play for these top clubs. Yep, true. So true. So true. So it's more about the marketability of the player rather than anything else. And if you look at Liverpool, they don't have a superstar player. They have some top quality world class players, but none of these players, none of them can come out and say, okay, that person is a superstar. No. I don't think any of them have the superstar pull. For example, Paul Pogba has a bigger superstar pull than Mohamed Salah. I wonder if that makes sense to you. And I'll even go as far. Paul Pogba has a bigger superstar pull than Kevin De Bruyne, right? And it's just the marketability, all right? He's just marketable. It's just marketable. It's just what it is, right? The same. Pool versus Everton is a bigger rivalry than Pool versus City. I agree. And even the game, you felt it. You felt as if something was on the line, right? Both teams, Manchester City and Liverpool, were fighting for the title. It was a decider, a season decider. Both teams fighting for it. And at the end of the game, they walked off hugging, basically. I've never seen it before. And that's why I think the El Clasico will always be the biggest rivalry in European football when it comes to top clubs. I know there are some other rivalries across Europe, but they don't have the magnitude as an El Clasico. And you need a Galactico on either side of the pitch to carry that weight. All right. Did Man City need to sign Grealish? Probably not. Pogba needs to sign with Man City. He won't. I think I saw something today that Juventus offered him. They offered him a contract. It hasn't been confirmed, but there are some rumors circulating that Juventus has offered him a contract. We'll see, though. We'll see. Everything will come out to the fore, but only one game left for most teams, as I mentioned, in this year's English Premier League season. Liverpool has 2 games left, one in the EPL and one in the Champions League. So we'll see how that plays out. Still the quadruple up for takes or up for grabs for Liverpool. I don't think they'll win any more trophies. But Walker, I know Walker will disagree with me, but that's my opinion, though. That's my opinion. They have a big chance of winning the Champions League, but I just don't think. I think this is the end of the road for Liverpool and trophies this season. So I think it'll be a double. They'll go into the finals as favorites against Real Madrid, and not often you see Real Madrid is the underdog, but I think Liverpool will go into that final as the favorites, and Real Madrid will win it. But who am I? I can't see the future. I'm just sharing my opinion on here, and as I said, a number of just over here watch my team play. yeah, definitely. I watched my team on the weekend too. Ended in heartbreak, as usual. You know, whenever we come up against Liverpool and it gets to the penalty shootout, I just give up. I just throw in the towel because I know how it is. But again, we don't want to stray too far from the topic of discussion. The Reggae Girlz, they all but pushed Vin Blaine through the door. They ensured that he was no longer the manager. And although needs to go to Italy or Spain Premier League is too tough for him. Pulisic, he probably needs to go to MLS. All right. We saw Vin Blaine. The news came out that the girls, they signed a letter requesting that he be removed as manager of the national team. It was taken to a meeting. They had a discussion, Jamaica Football Federation, and all the stakeholders concerned. They had a meeting. They deliberated for a number of days, and then they finally came back and judged that Vin Blaine was not in breach of anything, and there wasn't any grounds to remove him as manager of the Reggae Girlz team. However, a few days later, Vin Blaine decided that he was going to step away from the national team. He officially sent in his resignation, and it was confirmed today that Vin Blaine, the national Reggae Girlz team coach, has stepped away and has resigned his post as manager of the team. Where will Vin Blaine be next? What does this mean for the Reggae Girlz team going forward? Remember, Vin Blaine 4 games, 100% win record. He was only appointed in December. 100% win record, folks. 24 goals scored, 2 goals conceded. Impeccable, if you ask me. But I'm only here looking at the Reggae Girlz from behind a screen. They know what's happening behind the scenes. And I want to hear what you, the viewers, have to say about this particular situation. Again, Halftime TV, Noranda Brown here saying, remember, like, share, subscribe, and leave your views and your opinions in the comment section. As always, we welcome feedback. We want to hear what you have to say on the situation. Was this the just thing to do? Did Blaine do the right thing in stepping away from the program, being the bigger man essentially? And if not, how would he have basically gotten back from this? How does he get back from a situation where 21 of 23 players in your squad signed a letter to have you removed? Personally, I don't think there was any way back, but we want to hear what you, the viewers, have to say on this situation. How would he or how could he have regained the trust of his team? Could it be a case where he would have been back and blurting out instructions or barking out his throat to players and the players basically neglecting what he had to say? Maybe. Or him stepping away was the best thing for all parties concerned. Just a few pointers I'm putting out there, just a few perspectives. And we welcome the perspectives of you or valid viewers and subscribers. Again, Halftime TV saying until next time, remember, like, share, subscribe, peace out, and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.